Now, a Target 12 consumer investigation, dangerous debris. We've learned an average of 25,000 crashes a year are caused by unsecured cargo falling off of cars and trucks. Police tell us road debris can create a serious hazard for you and other drivers.
And it did not take us long to find incidents right here in Rhode Island. Target 12 consumer investigator Susan Campbell is here now with what she's uncovered.
We've all seen debris scattered along local roads. For one couple, it was unavoidable.
We had our angels with us.
Yeah.
We really did.
The DeMacy's say they'll never forget this moment. Lynn was in the passenger seat. Her husband, Peter, was driving. They were on the 610 connector.
As soon as we came around the corner, branches were everywhere. There was just no getting around it.
So Peter swerved into the breakdown lane.
How much time did you have to make that decision to go to the right?
It was so quick. We had seconds to make that decision.
In those seconds, the couple's SUV was rear-ended at 50 miles per hour by another car that swerved to avoid the same debris.
My glasses were knocked right off my face.
Physically, the DeMacy suffered only minor injuries, but the crash lingers in their minds.
I was very angry because it should not have happened. If they trucks put a covering on their vehicle, this wouldn't have happened.
How common are accidents like that?
Oh, they're very common, unfortunately.
State Police Lieutenant Michael Rosa tells me he's personally responded to several crashes involving road debris and unsecured loads.
I handle situations where a piece of metal just fell off the truck and actually went right through a woman's windshield. Luckily, she did not get hurt.
According to a AAA study, road debris was involved in more than 200,000 crashes nationwide over a 4-year period, resulting in 39,000 injuries and 500 deaths. There's no state-by-state breakdown of the crash data, but we did dig up information through the Rhode Island Traffic Tribunal to find out how many people have been cited for driving with unsecured loads. We found the number of violations have more than doubled in the last 5 years, from 62 handed out in 2011 up to 135 last year.
There are things that can be done to prevent this.
It's an easy thing for a truck to put a cover on.
It didn't take us long to find debris scattered on the side of local roads. In just a few hours of driving, our camera spotted a recycling bin, a trailer hitch, 2 laundry baskets, 2 mufflers, 2 kiddie pools, several traffic cones, several tires, and trucks loaded with branches and even a mattress hanging out the back, apparently unsecured.
We want this to stop. We want the law to be enforced.
Rhode Island and Massachusetts laws require drivers to secure loose cargo with a cover or straps. The current penalty in Rhode Island is up to a $100 fine for the first offense and up to $500 for any offense after that. Earlier this year, a Fall River man was killed in a crash that was caused by a filing cabinet that fell into the middle of 195. The driver who allegedly dropped that filing cabinet is now facing criminal charges. Coming up new at 6, what you can do if you spot dangerous debris in the middle of the road. With the Target 12 investigators, Susan Campbell, Eyewitness News.
The Target 12 investigators are always looking to uncover news.
If you want to send a tip or report government waste, you can call our tip line 228-1763 or email us at target12@wpri.com.
New details now on a Target 12 consumer investigation, dangerous debris. At 5 o'clock, we showed you how unsecured cargo falling off a truck or car can be dangerous for you and other drivers.
And new at 6, we're learning what you can do if you spot debris in the middle of the road. Target 12 consumer investigator Susan Campbell is here now with what she's found.
It all starts with putting down the phone and other distractions. If your full attention is on the road in front of you, you have a better chance of avoiding dangerous debris. When we went out for a drive, it didn't take us long to spot an apparently unsecured mattress in the back of a pickup truck. And scattered along the side of the road, car parts, laundry baskets, even 2 kiddie pools.
We handle a lot of that, and a trooper will respond and remove the debris from the road immediately.
State Police Lieutenant Michael Rosa tells me he's responded to several accidents involving unsecured loads. So I asked him what you should do to protect yourself when you're in the driver's seat.
The main thing is preventative measures, and by going the speed limit, staying a proper distance away from a vehicle, and giving the road your full attention will help you tremendously.
State police say for every 10 miles per hour, you should keep a full car length between you and the person ahead of you. So if you're going 50 miles per hour, you should be at least 5 car lengths away. But it's kind of hard to picture exactly what that means. So we wanted to show you. We lined up 5 of our vehicles bumper to bumper. We measured the distance is 81 feet. This is how much space you should keep between you and the vehicle in front of you.
And it'll give you more time to react.
But as Lynn and Peter DeMacy discovered, there are some situations that are unavoidable.
As soon as we came around the corner, branches were everywhere. There was just no getting around it.
The couple swerved into the breakdown lane on the 610 connector. They were rear-ended by another driver who was trying to avoid the same branches.
If you come across it where, you know, it's unavoidable, you don't want to jerk the wheel hard because you're going to transfer the weight abruptly, and you're going to cause it to go out of control. What you want to do is you want to make the transition as smooth as possible.
And police say you should never speed up to unsafe speeds to get around a truck with an unsecured load. To report debris or unsecured loads, just dial *77. State police say if you can catch a license plate or a truck company name, that will help police track them down. With the Target 12 investigator, Susan Campbell, Eyewitness News.
The Target 12 investigators are always looking to uncover news. If you want to send a tip or report government waste, call our tip line 228-1763 or email us at target12@wpri.com.